on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
If the truth hurts, then AM 1050 KCAA can be a real pain.
Hello and welcome to Let's Go Shopping with Bev. This show brought to you by Starflight Entertainment. Music by Dr. Bombay and the Blue Machine Band. Song title, Living in Paradise. Now here's Bev.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody, and I hope that you're all surviving the Black Friday. Yes, this show is all about Black Friday.
Shop,
yes.
shop, shop.
That's it. Shop until you drop, right?
Oh, yeah. I got to go for those deals, boy. It doesn't matter how many people you got to push down to the ground. You got to go for the deal.
It's like we're playing football out there.
I saw the crowd. It's crazy out there.
Yes, and we have the lovely Elaine with us again today, and she is from Smart Health Talk. And in a few moments, we are going to be talking about leftover turkeys and all the good things to go about it. And Rob is going to be our board op again this week, and we're glad he's back with us.
Yeah,
and he waved hi to everybody. And we have some callers calling in here pretty soon for surprise callers, and they're out in different locations, and they're going to be calling in telling us what they're finding out there on Black Friday.
Hey, that is such a good deal because we're going to be giving them the information right from the field where they don't have to go out there and be trying to figure out where they should go. You're going to be giving them some tips on where to head.
Yes.
Once they get out the door.
Yes, we are. And the other thing, too, is before we continue, all right, I hope everybody had a very, very good Thanksgiving and that they had the turkey, the apple pie, pumpkin pie, all that good stuff. You watched some football and you watched the Macy's Parade, which I was thrilled to see Macy's Parade come back after the serious storm they just had. And that, that's my heritage.
Right, that was amazing. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, and so hats off to everybody back home. And New York, thank you for a lovely parade. And the person that was Santa Claus this year, I don't know where you all found him, but keep him.
Was he cute?
He was
a right jolly old.
Right, he was the original Santa Claus. I mean, he was absolutely perfect.
He's everything how you would picture a Santa.
Yeah, it was really, really cool, And so, without further ado here, Elaine, you are the food lady. Tell us about your Thanksgiving, and what is your tip for leftover turkey?
Well, it was a great Thanksgiving because my daughter did all the cooking. And this was the first time that she had ever done Thanksgiving and did everything herself.
Really?
Oh, and I guess she went on Pinterest, found all kinds of recipes, and that girl went out of her way as far as the marinating, put all the fresh herbs under the skin, just brined it and made her own brine, all this stuff. And it was one of the very best turkeys I've ever had in my entire life, if not the best one. I was so proud of her. Everything she cooked was delicious, and she even made a homemade apple pie and did all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be making our turkey probably tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, because you had the other one. You had the...
I got an organic turkey from Clark's.
Right.
And so we're going to be doing that, but we may take some tips from my daughter because she did pretty good.
Well, we had the original turkey and stuffing and, all that good stuff. And did I bake? No. Am I a baker? No. Oh. If I want something baked, I go through the phone book. I find a relative's name with bakery for the last name, and that's how I do my baking. So everybody was safe in my house this year because I don't bake. I can cook, but forget baking.
I love baking. I find it therapeutic.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, I love to make homemade bread. Mm-hmm. And I make really good homemade bread, and I put this salva seed in there. And people don't know that much about it. It's a white chia seed, and it helps regulate your blood sugar. So even when you eat the bread, your blood sugar won't go up.
Really?
Yeah. And so when I make my own bread, I add that salva seed because that can cause you to store more fat.
You know what? We need to do a whole show on that.
I tell you, I know personally the people that spent 15 years of selective breeding all over South America to develop this it's like one of the highest nutrient foods in the entire world. We could end hunger with salba. And what they bred for was the highest nutritional concentration that you could possibly get. And they use chia. They grew the chia seeds for many, many years, and they would find a white seed every once in a while, and they started saving those. But then when they tried selectively breeding, some would be tall, some would be short, some would have more nutrition, some less, some higher omega-3s, some less omega-3s, because the chia is full of omega-3s. Mm-hmm. But it has superpowers. It has superpower fiber. And you put it in a glass and add some water, within 15 minutes it's expanded 16 times its size.
All right, question. Because I need to ask you this. If it is a super seed, right, does it come with little capes, and do they have their own cartoon and bum-ba-dum, I'm the super seed, and do they have all that good stuff?
Well, in a way, yeah, because...
Okay, that's good to know.
Because I do consider it, it's kind of a Superman kind of food, because it's hard to find foods that are really, really concentrated. Mm-hmm. And so for the least amount of calories, you're getting the most amount of nutrition. And those always rate high in my book because, if you're on a 1,500 calorie a day diet, it's hard to really get all the nutrition you need. So you need to really carefully choose foods that have the highest concentration of nutrition in them for the least amount of calories.
We got to keep on talking about that. Now, I got to ask, hey, Rob, did you get your stuffing yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Oops, sorry. Oh, yeah.
You did? Okay, good. Yeah, we were talking about that. And why that crossed my mind is when you were talking about bread. Because all of us, when you make most of all of us, when you do the old stuffing, you put the bread in it.
You could put a little bit of the chia seed in there, too. The chia seed.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. So, you know what?
For diabetics, it's so good.
Give me the info, and then let's have some fun. And if Rob will be brave enough, we can make the regular stuffing, and then one with the super stuffing, and let him choose on air which one he likes the best.
Well, I'm down. I'll try anything.
Okay, good. Let's do that.
Well, another thing that my daughter put was the cranberries and some pecans in there. And all those things are really good, too, because they have great omega-3s and they have great fiber, too. So
see, that's what I do.
The nuts, You put nuts in yours?
Yes.
What kind did you put?
I put walnuts.
Oh, yeah.
I love walnuts. It's not Thanksgiving without walnuts.
I can just sit and eat nuts and I'm happy. They're so good.
Okay, there's a joke in there, but I'll tell you after the air.
I didn't even think about that when I was saying it. I'm now so embarrassed.
Oh, don't. Okay, now here's the tip. We're going to give you 2 recipes, and if Rob has one, he can jump in here and get it. And also, with the leftover turkey. Right? A lot of people, they do the hot turkey sandwiches, the open-faced turkey sandwiches, right? They will just heat up all the leftovers and like it's a normal Thanksgiving meal again, right? Okay, come on, boys and girls. It gets boring. I'm going to give you a good recipe, which is one of my favorites.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
Make turkey raviolis.
Really? I've been wanting to make... Do you have that ravioli maker thing?
Yes.
I've been wanting to do that.
And it is so cool. You make your dough and how you make regular dough, right?
But is it hard to make dough?
No. It is the simplest thing. It is. All it is flour and egg, a little bit of water, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. You got it.
So anybody could do that?
Anybody can do it. The secret is to let it rise, and it gets happy.
Oh.
See, and I will bring that up at a later date when we have more time, and I'll give you the whole thing. But do your raviolis and take your turkey. I like the white meat. I don't like the dark meat. But you can use either the one or mix them up, right? And you chop them up really fine and put it in there. And you boil them like you always do, the raviolis, and then put your marinara sauce or whatever sauce you want on it, and there you go.
Do you add anything with the turkey to season it? Do you add anything with the turkey? You just put plain turkey meat.
What is plain turkey meat? That's garbage. Right? No, you got to spice it up, right? And I use a little salt and pepper in it. I'll put a little rosemary, maybe a little thyme in there, basil, oregano, whatever that you like. And what's nice about turkey and chicken, it's there. It's a blank canvas. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do with it. And that is the only thing on God's green earth that you have that much freedom when it comes to spices and cooking it and what have you.
I'll have to add that to my list. But I tell you, last year I could not believe how many meals I got out of one turkey.
Isn't it? It's incredible. It really is.
And I added it up, and I figured even at the expense of an organic turkey, for the amount of meals that I got from that one turkey, it really was not that expensive.
No, it's not, because you got to break it down proportions.
Well, and the broth that I got from the turkey, because I boiled the bones afterwards.
Yeah.
After I took all the meat off, I boiled the bones, and I made a huge pot of organic chicken broth. And if you've ever bought that, that's like, $3 to $4 for a Tetra Pak. And so I figured right there, I got like about 4 Tetra Paks. That was like $20 worth of broth.
Yeah.
That I got just from boiling the bones. And people that just throw that away, I'm like,
no, that's in the same way with your chickens, right? And you boil up your chickens and you put your celery and your carrots and your onions and everything in it, and when it boils, and then the secret is before you freeze it up. And sometimes people forget about this part. Once you do that and you strain it, right, and you put it through the colander for you don't get all the yuckies, you just have the broth in there. Let it cool down, and what I was taught is put it in a glass bowl, put saran wrap on it, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and you make sure that it's cold. Well, when you pull it out of the refrigerator the next day, if there's any fat in there, you're going to see the skim of the fat. Take that off, and you got the pure broth. Then you put it in your containers, seal them up, and then put them in the freezer. And you got it.
That is really good advice, because you do reduce the fat a lot when you do that.
And see, that's you want to get rid of that, right? And then the other thing, too, which my ma used to do every once in a while, is she used to make turkey hash. In the morning, with the onions and the peppers.
I like corned beef hash, so is it along those lines?
It's the same thing. You just put turkey in it.
And then it's like potatoes, right?
Yeah.
It's like turkey and potatoes, and you cook them up in the pan like a skillet, like a wrought iron skillet.
Right, and then she'd chop up some bell peppers in there, the different colors, and she'd put in some onions in there, and a garlic, of course, going into everything, and you throw that in there, and then put your eggs in it, and that's some good eats.
You know what you just said, Bev, is like so really, it's so important, and I try to get it across all the time, and that is to be adding vegetables. Like a lot of people, if you just took the regular foods that you make, and even like spaghetti sauce, you can add zucchini, you can add bell peppers, you can add extra onion and garlic. Even if you get like a jar of spaghetti sauce and then you add all those extra vegetables, you could take top ramen and add a bag of frozen mixed vegetables, and you've now pumped up the nutrition about 10 times just by doing that.
And it tastes better.
Oh, yeah, it's not so blah.
Right, and see, and how you call it sauce, we always called it gravy.
Oh.
Yeah, it was all the time. And even the other thing, too, is it was about a week ago, and I had some chicken left over, and I'm going, okay, what am I going to do with this? And I thought about it, and I went, So what I did is I boiled up my pasta like I always do. And while that was doing its thing is I took the Italian squash, which we call kagooch. Okay?
Okay.
And we got the green.
I love that.
Yeah, we get the green and the yellow, and you cut the top and the bottom off. You wash it. Take your fork and wring it down a little bit, and you chop them up and throw that in the olive oil with a little bit of butter. And then you put your garlic in there. You put your onions in there. And I put asparagus in there. I put broccoli. I put carrots. Whatever is in there, it goes into this pot. Right, and you saute it really nice, not too long because you don't want to overcook it. And then I took the chicken and threw that in there. And then the very last thing is I throw the spinach in it because, spinach is 1 second and it's done, right?
Yeah, people overcook vegetables.
Right, so then you put a little bit of your chicken broth in there, let it get happy, and then by the time your pasta is done, this is done, you mix it together and there you go.